Anointed One. It doesn't take long as we glance at the news to perceive the world's chaotic state. We hear of wars and rumors of wars. It seems like every year a new disease plagues on our fears, forcing us to confront the frailty of our mortality. Despite living in the land of the free, a global epidemic of human trafficking has led to more slaves than ever before. When we look at everything around us, we intuitively know that things are not as they should be. The world has lost its balance and fallen out of step with God's desire. We long for God to intervene. The world was no less chaotic in the first century, and in desperate need for the manifestation of God's rule. In the small synagogue on the Sabbath, a young rabbi walks into the service and, following the custom, reads from the scroll of the prophet Isaiah. As all eyes focused on him, Jesus began reading Isaiah 61. "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim liberty to the captives and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty those who are oppressed, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." Rolling up the scroll, he sat down and declared, "Today, this scripture has been fulfilled in your hearing." Luke 4, verses 16 to 21. The prophetic promises of God had reached their climax, and now, in the person of Jesus, these hopes were about to be realized. At last, God was coming to his people to set them free from their oppressors. His anointed messenger would proclaim that now was the time of freedom. Now was the time of healing. Now was the time when God's blessing would be poured out on everyone who encountered Jesus. Jesus became like a prism for the promises of God. Just as light entering a prism vividly reveals all the unseen colors hidden from our eyes, the prophetic promises of Israel's scriptures were being refracted through Jesus. As Jesus healed the sick, raised the dead, invited the outcast into fellowship, and announced forgiveness of sins, he demonstrated in word and deed what the rule and reign of God looks like. Jesus' ministry became a sign pointing forward to the world the way God imagines it. Wherever Jesus went, he was the messenger proclaiming that God had a greater vision for his people. This week's readings are concerned with Jesus as the anointed messenger of God, declaring, "Our God reigns."